Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC. So, I have the great pleasure to handle this. What is this? You see the Q? That means this is a quiet carry. And if you've been following the channel at all, you know I am a huge fan of quiet carry. Why am I a huge fan of quiet carry? Because they make things that just last, and they make things that are going to fit my environment and my lifestyle. As far as my job, as far as where I live, this is something that I could just throw in my pocket and never have to worry about it, along with many of their products. So I am the owner of a Waypoint, and I'm an owner of the Quiet Carry Chase, both of which are absolutely amazing, and this is no exception to that. This is the Quiet Carry Catch. And guys, this is going to be on my Grail list. Why is it on my Grail list? Because right off the bat, right up front, this is a $380 knife. $380 gets you a beautifully milled titanium frame. And it is available in 3 different colors. I am jonesing for the black one. That's just me. But the patterning is done beautifully. Everything is contoured and rounded and smooth, but yet all of this gives you amazing grip. Like, you would not believe. That's not just there for looks. That is there for 100% to grip that knife, especially in working in wet environments, which is what quiet carry usually does. It's so grippy. And the way that they have done this is it's a little bit more grippy up here where you're really going to be gripping, and a little bit less back here. Geez, it's done so well. Clip, milled clip, done very well again. It is not reversible, so I'm sorry, my friends. It is just not reversible the way that they have this all laid out. One thing I noticed is that the scales are done in a very, very well way. It's almost an integral, except you see this little seam right there. So this show side scale goes all the way to here. So there's no backspacer on this knife. This is actually part of the scale, which I think is very interesting. So the lock side of this knife is just this one side, and it connects right there. You have all the hidden hardware. You see no screws except for the pivot, which is done nice and smooth, very well. And then again, only thing you have on this side is these 2 screws and the pivot. And that is where you could probably start taking the knife apart if you decided to. It is a titanium frame lock, which normally frame locks I'm not a huge fan of, but man, I don't know. This thing is just so smooth. I never have any issues with that. And then you have this nice blade shape. I don't know what you want to call that blade shape, but it's nice. On their website, basically, they have this listed as modified. Very smart, quiet carry, very smart. It's modified whatever you want to put it. But the way that this line comes down and then up is done so well. And it fits so nicely in my hand. Nice and smooth. There's no hot spots at all. The clip gets right into the seam in my hand, and it's just really nice. You have all of this jimping, goes all along the spine to where the almost harpoon swoop on this top of that blade is, and your thumb just rests there perfectly to make any of the cuts. Again, quiet carry uses premium steels. This is Vanax steel, so again, really great in marine environments. It's not going to rust on you. And with that titanium and everything else that is involved with this, it is really, really nice. You have the ceramic washers and caged ceramic bearings. So again, very well. You have all the nice milling on the inside that relieves some of the weight to this. The blade, the actual weight on this, let's see, is 3.1 ounces. And it's just done very, very nicely. It's nicely balanced. And it's just, gosh, it's a Grail for now. This is a Grail. Like, I have this on my Grail list because it is just done so well. And all of Quiet Carry products, you can just throw them in your pocket. If it's going to rain, okay. You're going to get wet? No biggie. Because you don't have to worry about it. You have a steel that's pretty much stainless, handle materials that are stainless, bearings are stainless, screws are stainless, everything is stainless. So you don't have to worry about anything. This thing can just go anywhere. I actually did carry this to work one day, and I ended up in the field and I had to cut something, and this is just butter. The blade on this was just butter. I cut what did I cut? I cut a reinforced hose, and it just sliced through it like nothing. And it was just awesome. Awesome to carry, awesome to have. You have the liner lock, or I'm sorry, the frame lock, and you have plenty of access to that lock bar. The scale is milled a little bit more. You can get right in there and unlock it. It does have a steel insert on the lock bar, so you don't have to worry about that and being able to replace that later on. But, geez, that's so smooth, so nice. Thumb studs are done very well. Nice and grippy, but not to the point where playing with it after a little bit it's going to be a little harsh on your fingers. It's just, geez. Look at all of this. This area is smoothed out, even on the lock bar side. It's smoothed out so much that there is not a hot spot on this knife whatsoever, but yet continues to be grippy. That titanium milling, that little diamond milling that they have done, is just super grippy. And, geez, man. So good. So good. The detent ball is there, just so you guys know. And then once you get past that point, it just wants to fall. So it's just, geez, man. I can't. Maybe I'm a little biased, but yeah, really, really good. Let's look at some size comparisons. The blade length is listed at 2.99 inches, which you guys know for me is a perfect size. So there it is versus the Rat 2. Rat 2 going to come in a little longer. And then the Elementum, again, is going to come in actually roughly about the same because the handle on the Quiet Carry is a little longer than the Elementum. But you're coming in pretty much the exact same. Overall, you're coming at 6.97 inches. And then last but not least, let's look at it versus the Para 2, or Para 3, I'm sorry. Para 3, obviously, Para 3 is going to come in a little bit longer, but it's a very different profile overall. But this is just done immaculate. It's just an immaculate knife. And I just, wow. The Quiet Carry, geez, the Quiet Carry, anything is just so cool. But this has got me. This has got me. The catch. I need to catch this because, but at $380 is a little bit above my price point, which ends up being a Grail. That's why it's a Grail, because my budget, like yours, might be limited. But this is totally worth it. And they have it listed as a gentleman's premium coastal carry. I think they nailed it. What do you guys think? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours.